Today, we're exploring how LEGO's most neglected piece evolved to become one of the most iconic and essential pieces. It may seem like a simple tool, but any seasoned LEGO builder knows that a brick separator can mean the difference between an enjoyable afternoon building and a tedious, fingernail-destroying endeavor. From the original version released in 1990 to the newest models, the brick separator has certainly come a long way. But nowadays, it feels like brick separators are in way too many sets. However, there's a reason for that. Stay tuned to learn why. Before the brick separator, the most reliable way to get two LEGO bricks unstuck was by using your teeth. Now, chewing on plastic is certainly not healthy, and is also a great way to ruin your bricks. People quickly found other tools to help out, but these too often damaged bricks, so LEGO decided that it was finally time to release an official tool to help builders out. In 1990, we got this, the very first brick separator. This simple tool had everything that any aspiring LEGO builder would need to help deal with stubborn bricks. Studs on the top and anti-studs on the bottom meant that it could grip from either direction, and the wedge at the bottom made it easy to slide underneath tile pieces. Now, these original brick separators only showed up in 7 sets the first year, and most of them were LEGO play buckets. In fact, it wasn't until 1993 that the first brick separators were available for individual purchase. Set 98-92 was nothing more than just 2 of these old gray brick separators and was released under the Dacta banner. For anyone who doesn't remember, Dacta was kind of the predecessor to Modern Technic and Mindstorms. However, these were primarily marketed towards schools. But even then, these were never incredibly popular. In fact, over the next 21 years, LEGO released thousands of unique sets, but only 66 of these included this original brick separator. It simply just wasn't a thing that the company felt that people needed within many sets. LEGO was very selective when deciding whether a set should include a brick separator. Now, while the design and function of these separators remained unchanged for the entire 2 decades of its life, there were still a few small variations released. Beginning in 1996 and first appearing in set number 9272, there was a short-lived green version of the classic model. However, this only popped up in a total of 17 sets over the next 15 years, including this single-piece polybag. While these original brick separators were only ever produced in these 2 colors, countless other non-production models have popped up in the wild over the years. These red and yellow ones, for example, are just some of what collectors have been able to get their hands on. Now, this design was good enough to last more than 20 years with no real modifications to the separator itself. But then suddenly everything changed in 2012 when LEGO launched a redesigned version of its brick separator. This new version featured a slimmer design, allowing it to reach more confined spaces. Initially, some people worried that the new design was less sturdy. However, it quickly proved to be a great improvement as the tapered end was thinner, making it much easier to remove tiles. However, some people began noticing that the edge could get damaged over time. This is true, as brick separators are made from a slightly softer plastic than normal bricks. This is to make sure that any damage is done to the easily replaceable brick separator piece instead of the potentially valuable LEGO brick, which is quite smart. Aside from the shape though, the most obvious change to the design was the color. Out with the old dark gray that was so easy to lose, and in with bright orange. This color stands out against almost any surface, making it much easier to grab in a hurry. While this orange color is still by far the most common color used today, appearing in more than 700 sets, it's still though not the only color available. Beginning in 2009, LEGO also began releasing brick separators in teal. Since then, these have popped up in over 100 LEGO sets and seem to be getting more and more common every year. As it stands, there's no real rhyme or reason to which color comes in which set, but many fans believe there has to be a reason. A possible theory is that the LEGO set designer gets the final say and decision on whether an orange or teal separator comes in the set. Now, there's one other color of brick separator that LEGO has put out. In 2013, LEGO released the Palace Cinema and Horizon Express sets. Today, these sets are mostly remembered not only for the builds, but also for the incredibly rare green brick separator tool. Although these are the only 2 sets ever to have this variation of brick separator in green, the piece itself isn't especially that valuable. You can actually score one for your very own collection for as little as a few dollars on sites like Bricklink. One subtle but very important change was made to the underside of the tool. The new version had 3 anti-studs underneath instead of 2. This might not seem important at first, but actually it made it much easier to remove jumper plates, on a half stud offset. Overall, this new version has been seen as a great improvement over older models, but that doesn't mean that LEGO is going to sit by and stop innovating. Since the release of the redesigned tool, LEGO has actually put out a few more versions for specialized builds. The standard LEGO brick separator is a very useful tool, but it still has its limitations. At 2 studs wide and almost 10 studs long, it can't be used in small or tight spaces. As a result, many builders and designers have come up with other tools to get into those hard-to-reach spots. One popular solution has long been to use the flat end of a minifigure crowbar or screwdriver accessory to remove single tiles and reach into very tight spaces. While these tools work well, they can be a bit awkward to handle due to their very small size. And, well, after years of including red crowbars in sets such as LEGO's many buildable games, LEGO finally committed and introduced a new tool specifically for this issue, the tile remover key. This little tool was introduced for LEGO Dots and has a flattened end of a screwdriver or crowbar and then a handle that makes it much easier to grip and use. You can snag these in a few colors and designs for pretty cheap as part of the LEGO Dots line. I'll link a few sets that you can view in the description using YouTube's shopping feature. While these keys are great for removing single tiles or getting into a tight spot, they aren't super efficient when you want to remove a lot of pieces very quickly. The latest addition to the lineup is the 4 studs wide brick separator introduced in 2020. This version comes with the LEGO Art Mosaic sets and is intended to speed up the disassembly of the 1x1 round tiles and plates, and has so far only been released in black. The way to use this one is to go quite slow along the tiles of the build. Going fast with this tool makes the tiles and studs literally fly off the table, never to be seen again. But if you want to be doing something fast, how about you quickly tap that subscribe button so we can all celebrate together at 1 million subscribers. Now, there's kind of a joke going around lately that brick separators are just slowly taking over the world. Many longtime builders are convinced that these things are becoming more and more common over the last few years, and they're totally right. While today almost any medium to large set comes with one, that wasn't always the case. This graph from Reddit user Lego Neko shows just how rare these were up until 2012. During its production, the original brick separator only appeared in 83 out of 7,449 sets. That's just about 1%. On the other hand, the redesigned separators introduced in 2012 have appeared in a whopping 892 sets out of a total of 7,471. That's more than 10 times as often. So yes, you probably do have a ton of these things floating around if you collect LEGO sets. So what should you do with all those extra brick separators? Well, some designers actually specialize in using these things in their own custom builds. Alison Grail, for example, is an artist who has designed countless builds based around these pieces. This Christmas wreath uses more than 30 of the classic green separators, while Planet Earth uses them alongside the new teal versions. Other creations people have come up with include this awesome cyberpunk speeder bike, a life-size cockatoo, some handy household tools, and even as a tool to open cans. If you found this video interesting, you'll also enjoy this one. Click to check it out, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more LEGO videos.